it got really bad when it started affecting my sister. Her name was Celeste, and she's the only thing that mattered to me. After we was taken away from my family, she was only 7 when it hit her. Almost immediately, I noticed the symptoms. She was either restless or too sick to move. I tried to care for her like any other fever, but one day she just attacked everybody in the room. Being unsafe to stay in there, I hid behind a locked door until I heard her stop moving. When I walked in the room, Celeste was still. She wasn't moving at all. I tried, but Celeste, I tried to move on after that, but I couldn't. I still haven't. A couple of months passed, and it was just me. I had no friends, no family. Everyone around me got infected. It was like as soon as someone new would come, they would go. And as I would meet them, they would leave. After that, an officer found me and brought me here to where they're studying to find the cure. That's my story, Doc. I don't know if it's gonna be any help or if I was any help. But can I ask you one thing? Can you promise, if I don't make it to where the cure is found, to tell my story? Can you promise me that everything that I suffered through and went through wasn't for waste?
I know you were aware of how famously they get along as friends. But did you know that their sex life was positively white hot? My 2 failed marriages were caused because it was sexual. I am an extremely sexual being. I can't help it. I'm wired that way. Even as a child, I had my first orgasm at 6 years old in ballet class. The main point is, I am easily aroused and extremely orgasmic. Jeannie and I have that in common. Clifford and Larry, they were nice guys, but they just couldn't keep up with me. Anyway, I don't want to betray Jeannie's confidence, so I am assured that when time comes, hard times come, and they have to argue a little bit, they'll be just fine as soon as they come together between the sheets. More soup? Scene.
I want a love that's bigger than mine. If I had that guy, if I found that type of love, I'd let it fester in me and corrode into a passion. I tell him that I crushed on him since the 6th grade when it was still cute for a girl to love so big. He would love me as big as the ocean. And he wouldn't lie. He would only see me in my big love. I'd be the first thing that he thinks about in the morning when he gets up, and the last thing that he thinks about before he goes to sleep and dreams about me. He would know every spectrum of me. He would know know every breath that I took and would feel and remember every word that I spoke to him and every word after that. And he wouldn't give up on us, because if he gave up on us, then that would mean that he gave up on love. He's my best friend. He's my big love.
Sing.
Oh, see now, that pisses me off. First of all, since the demurrer, we now have more than 400 plaintiffs. And let's be honest, we all know there's more out there. And second of all, these people don't dream about being rich. Now, they may not be the most sophisticated, but they do know how to divide. And $20 million isn't shit when it's spread amongst them. These people dream about being able to watch their kids swim in a pool without worrying about having to have a hysterectomy at the age of 20, like Rosa Diaz, a client of ours. Or have their spine deteriorate like Stan Bloom, another client of ours. So the next time you come back here with a lame-ass offer, I want you to think about what your spine is worth, Mr. Walker. Or what you will have someone to pay you for your uterus, Ms. Sanchez. And then I want you to take out your calculator and multiply that number by 100. Anything less than that is a waste of our time.
Sing.
When I have a child, neither you nor anyone else could ever prove it was yours. You like to have an heir, wouldn't you, Max? For your perfect manderly. How funny. How supremely, wonderfully funny. I've been the perfect mother. I've been the perfect wife. But no one will ever know. Now that should give you a thrill of your life, Max, to watch my child grow day by day, and to know that when you die, Manderley will be his. Now, how do you think about that? How do you feel about that? What, are you gonna kill me? Huh?
Sing.
Mom never wanted me to shave. I guess she didn't want me to grow up or something like that. She would always tell me, every time she would always tell me, it's gonna go back thicker. First couple times weren't too bad. A little irritation here and there, no cuts, everything was fine. Next thing you know, I started getting all these bumps. I would let it grow out and they would just disappear and I would just shave again. And they would just come back every single time I shaved. Sometimes it was so bad I couldn't even sleep at night. Ma tried to warn me and I didn't listen, never listened. I would go to bed mad at you, thinking that you did this to me. I try to push you out of my head and there you are just beneath the surface, pushing up pain. Scene.
I am Eric Word, and this is the Eric Word juice. And this bottle contains confidence, determination, a hustler spirit, urge to pursue happiness and perfection. I am an actor.
I liked your opening moment. I liked the time that you took, but it almost went slightly too long without any nonverbal communication. So there was that, in the very beginning you had this blank look, which was fine, but it went on so long that I thought maybe you were trying to think about what the words were. that's just the way that the way that it felt. Let's see. I would have liked for you to have connected a bit more with the material in the end. So just because you know how to cry doesn't mean that you really felt that inside. So I didn't quite feel it inside where that crying would have come from. I got it from the dialogue, but I didn't feel like it came from inside. So I would just say work a bit more with connecting to the material when you have something emotional. Because maybe you don't cry, but there are other ways of showing that you're really upset. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice job.
I am a spiritual essence with an authoritative nature. I am CEO, doctor, lawyer, judge, matriarch, with a touch of Cicely, Claire, Olivia, and yes, Mary Jane. I am lead, supporting, co-star, recurring day player. I am an actor.
Where was your monologue from? What was that from? Was it?
Get Smith
Okay.
is the name of was that right? Yeah, Get
Okay.
Smith.
Because I would have thought that you wrote that yourself.
Oh.
Because that you seem to portray that same, right? That same kind of essence. Which, so in contrast with Eric, see how you felt that she believed that about herself? Exactly. It was from the top to the bottom, all the way around, even with the crossing of the leg and whatnot. There were just really subtle things that you did to make us believe that that's who you really were. So your challenge would be to do a role that is nowhere like that,
Okay.
because that would be the real acting challenge for you.
Okay.
And I would have said just a bit more volume as well,
Okay.
because sometimes we tend to talk. But everyone wants to hear what you're saying.
Okay.
So yes, just project a bit more.
Okay. Thank
All right?
you.
You're welcome.
I'm Fee, also known as Felicia. I am funny. I am mysterious. I'm 365 days worth of Gemini. I'm an actress.
Should I be afraid of Geminis?
Depends on what you're about to say.
And my gifts. Okay, let's see here. Where was this from? Was this just taken out, this monologue, or was this from a particular
It
play?
was written specifically for me.
For you?
Yes.
Okay. Who were you talking about? I mean, I know it was your best friend and your big love. Did you have
the
some?
exes?
Plural. Okay.
Mhm. But it's more so one in particular.
One in particular.
Right. That I was. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have in your mind who that was that you were speaking? Because you were speaking about him or to him?
About what I wanted, the kind of love that I wanted.
Okay. I'm
After
talking
dealing
about
with that.
So who were you talking to in this conversation?
Myself.
Oh, see, no, I didn't get that you were having this conversation with yourself. So then that's why it wasn't quite clear to me who you were speaking with, and I think that once that's a bit more clearer to yourself, then it's clearer to us as well, because there are things that we do naturally. We all talk to ourselves, right? We have a little conversation. But I think there's a way in which you do it, and I felt like that was a conversation you were trying to have with someone else.
Right.
So I think that's where I lost it just a little
Okay.
bit. But I think, yeah, if that was just a little bit more fine-tuned, because what are some of the things that we do when we talk to yourself? See, I'm looking at what your natural stance is.
Mhm.
You're playing with something in your hand.
Mhm.
There are many things that you do that are not performance when you're speaking to yourself. You
Okay.
might daydream, you might gaze a little bit. So I think just a little fine tuning of you having this conversation to yourself would
Okay.
make it a bit more clear.
Okay.
But nice job.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sheena House, and I am a motivational and life-changing girl next door, leading lady, the next big thing, with a vibrant glow, infectious smile that will light up the room, and a source of inspiration to the world. I am an actor.
So that was from Aaron Brockovich? Okay. The only thing I would say is that I would have liked for you to have just like more authority with that and a little less of an emotional attachment. Now, yes, it is a very emotional thing for her, but if you're trying to convince a jury and all these other, and a judge, you know, that this is the way this case should turn out and they should get more money, I think there's a passion that she would have with a little bit less emotion behind it. Other than that, nice job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am Tina Nixon. I am graceful. I am grateful. I am thankful to God for this passion and dream that He's presented to me to become an actress. I am determined. I am very ambitious, and I am dedicated. I am an actor.
Okay, so the one thing just two little quick notes. One,
Okay.
with the monologue, be careful with making direct eye contact with someone. So you were giving me eye contact. I don't know if you gave anyone else eye contact, but the problem with that is, what if I all of a sudden decide to yawn, or, you know, maybe I'm looking around, maybe I grab my phone. That could mess up what you're doing and where you are, because I'm not in your scene, they're not in your scene, we're watching you. So just be careful with that, because someone could inadvertently take you off of your course and where you're going with the scene by being distracted by it. Because someone might give you a facial expression, maybe, you just never know. So it's just safer to pick some things, pick a space, but also to not just look at it, but believe that that is an actual person that you're speaking with. And then just a bit more conversational in tone. It was very presentational, a bit too much, only because you're actually talking to a real person, right? Who were you speaking to in this conversation?
Husband.
No, you weren't. You're not
He's
sure.
like my
Are you sure?
He's like an ex-husband that I'm just frustrated with, and I'm over him. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you didn't just say ex-husband in this moment.
Sorry.
You didn't just say it was your ex-husband that you were
He's a
speaking to
husband
in
of
this.
mine. He's a husband.
But I'm saying, was this always the case, or are you just now telling me
Oh, just now
that?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to know that before you hop on stage, so that you can.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is-
I kind of misunderstood what you said.
Oh, okay.
I knew that from
Okay.
before. Okay.
From the beginning.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just a bit clearer with that would help.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, very nice.
Thank you.
My name is Justin Irby, and my grandfather left me my legacy. I'm carrying on the Irby legacy, and I'm not stopping. Somebody can have everything that I don't have, but if we get on that treadmill, I'm dying on that treadmill, because I am an actor.
So the only thing I would say is, I think you should work on the nervous energy a bit. There were some things that you were doing with your hands that were not a part of, I felt that wasn't a part of that character that you were speaking with. So just work on that nervous energy a bit more. Also in the beginning, you had some moments where your focus was kind of turning over in the corner as opposed to who it was that you were speaking with. And who was that?
Like replace, or like the character itself?
Who was your character speaking to?
His father.
To your father, okay. So, one thing you just have to remember, the person that you're speaking with, don't forget to include how you feel about that person. I think that a little bit of that personality can come out as well. Because if it's someone that you like, you would speak to them a bit differently than someone that you did not like, or if he upset you in some way. I think that would also help you channel more in how you want to deal with him in that conversation. So just be a bit more specific in that as well. Okay? Thank you.
All right.